For those of you that are really trying to overcome a sugar addiction, and mind you, let's understand that sugar itself is addictive. And when I say sugar, I'm speaking of course, refined sugars. If you've really made up your mind and you're honest with yourself and you're saying, you know what, every time I go into eating sweets or I eat sweets, that I have issues after that, my body doesn't feel well, I get brain fog, I start to feel aches in your joints, and I have changes in your mood. Even depression is accelerated when you have these sugars. Digestion, all of these issues come when you eat these refined sugars, and this would include starches as well. So when you see like modified food starch or any of these other starches, GMO grains, they have the same effect on the body. And if you've been honest with yourself and aware, then you can see these things that are taking place in your health, in your body, in your life, in your mind. And you're ready to start to free yourself from all of these reactions within your body, then it is something that's definitely possible. Let me tell you, I never thought that there was a time that I would not be tempted by something that was sweet, and there is absolutely no desire for it. But just to say that it's very possible. There's a few things that I want to recommend that have been really helpful as I look back on this, not just with myself, but with my clients. And for one, it's to identify that it's an issue. Like, pay attention to how your body responds a day after, or even a couple of hours after having something that's sweet and processed or high grain. Any of these high carbohydrate starches. Really pay attention to how your body feels. Pay attention to how there's this sense of you need to have it within your body. These things are taking place because the sugars, the refined sugars, they're all highly addictive. And because there's no nutrient value in them, or because of the nutrient value is so low to where the sugars will override that and then affect your blood sugars negatively, your body is constantly trying to recalibrate itself, and you're also negatively affecting your organs like your liver when you have this high content of sugar. We weren't designed to have this amount of carbohydrates that we now have in the common diet, which has been marketed to us because it's easy to take GMO grain and to get people to constantly eat it if you put MSG or refined sugars on it. And so the first step would be to identify that there's an issue. Second, you want to then identify where you're getting it from. Like, very rarely have I identified a person that didn't have a couple of go-tos, you know what I mean? Like maybe 1 to 3 favorite things. And you look at your patterns, you'll see I usually drink my sugar and I usually drink it in this form. Or I have a tendency to just have sugar around me all the time. And sometimes there are these multiple places that we're getting sugar that we're not really aware of. Like, be aware and honest about what we're actually taking in, not just saying, oh, I don't eat too much sugar, but then every day you have this particular drink. Or you're the type of person that always has candy in their bag and they're always chewing on something that has sugar in it. You know what I mean? So this honesty and awareness is going to be the first step, because why would you want to change something that you don't think is an issue? And then you need to pay attention to how it's really affecting your body. Like, what happens when you don't have it? Are you having headaches? Do you have withdrawals? Are you angry? All of these are signs of extreme changes in our blood sugar levels. And studies show that it even promotes depression. It promotes depression. And for individuals that are aware and acknowledge anxiety, or maybe have been diagnosed with it, part of their treatment plan is to pull away from these things that are high in these processed sugars. And so this honesty is important, and then becoming aware of how it's affecting your body. And then from there, start to set up guardrails when you become aware of what it is. Say, okay, I have a tendency to eat this, and this is usually the situation that it happens. And that's where your specific plan is going to come in place, by identifying where these things come in specifically for you. Like I said, one person might drink their sugar. Another person might eat their sugar. They might eat their sugar in a particular type of food, like a donut or a sweet dish, or maybe, oh, I always have to have candied yams or something sweet with my, whatever it might be. Or I like to, some people put sugar in their spaghetti and potato salad or macaroni salad. All of these different areas they're having sugar and they're not aware of it. And so that's so important to be able to set up something that's applicable to you, and then set up some guardrails. And these are some effective guardrails I found, is that If you have a tendency of showing or expressing yourself through food, find a recipe makeover. Say, wait a second, well, how can I make this food without using these refined sugars? Or what are some other ways that I can express my love without going to or utilizing these unhealthy things? Okay. Find other ways. And like I said, it's going to start with prayer. This level of awareness is going to start with prayer, because God can bring these things to your attention and give you calm and peace of mind and peace within your body, so that you can have confidence to address these things that are, these things can really be strongholds because we've used them for so long as comforts. And when we remove a comfort, it leaves us vulnerable and open to things that are hurtful to us, many times emotional situations or memories. And so that's going to be the other thing. It's to start to set up some guardrails. So maybe you'll communicate with someone to say, hey, instead of meeting at Starbucks or a Coffee Bean, how about we meet at the beach and go for a walk? Or how about we have our meeting here instead of there? And what you're doing in those things is that you're not trying to make a change externally before you're ready on the inside, but you're just starting to give your body a chance to really adapt from having these addictive substances. So your body gets a chance to wean from these. Or if you have a tendency to watch maybe a particular show that's always talking about these extreme desserts and things like this, well, if that's your thing, if that's an area that draws you to eating these particular things, and what you can do is you can then, okay, well, let me see what else I enjoy watching instead of that, or replace it with an activity instead. If you know that you have a tendency to snack at a particular time, say late at night, and you know that that's causing a lot of issues with your digestion and your sleep, which it does, then you can not bring it home. I've always found that it was easier to not have something if it's not accessible. If you make it more difficult to get to, if you have it at home and it's sitting in the cabinet, then you have a better chance of eating it than if not. So that's another way. And so based on what you become aware of in regards to your particular go-to, your style of or manner of having this unhealthy substance, the way that you take in the sugar, then become aware of that. As you become aware of that, then set up guardrails specific for you. And that definitely is makes a huge difference, because it's individualized for you. And then, of course, understand, like I said, that the sugars, the refined sugars, that there's multiple names of this. It's not just sugar, or it's cane juice. It's also high fructose corn syrup. It's all of these different names that you want to become aware of, so that you're not picking something thinking that you're making a better choice when you're not. And give yourself a chance to adapt away from these. Another thing that I found to be really helpful is if you take a break from eating, like give your body a break from eating and allow your body to actually get hungry. And then when you do have something to eat, something that is more protein and fat rich, because you're going to be more satiated with those, and they actually help to cut that craving for refined sugars. And what will happen is your body will start to identify with those things when it gets hungry, instead of the other addictive substance. So those are the things that you want to consider as you're changing these habits and moving away from all of these refined sugars. Identifying it, getting with God, making sure that He's really showing you these connections, unhealthy connections that you have to food, and just giving yourself that security within Him to be able to explore these things, identifying what these sugars are. Like, there are many things that are on the labels that say one thing and they mean another. So really identifying what all these different terms of sugar are on the label, so that you can, purchase the thing, or make an intention to purchase the thing that's actually helping you. And then setting up those guardrails, like after you're aware of what that thing is for you, what type of sugar you typically have, how often you have it, then set up guardrails, like don't do meetings at Starbucks, do them somewhere else. And don't forget to really have patience with yourself, which is one of the reasons why I think it's so important to bring God in, because nobody can accept us the way that God accepts us. Like when you want unconditional love and acceptance, God is the only one that can give it to you. And of course, He'll bring people to you at the times that you need. But us as humans, we've got nothing on Him. So when you're looking at being successful here, make sure I can't encouraged enough to keep him involved in it. Okay, so I hope those tips were helpful, and I look forward to talking to you soon.